We are back again with another presentation where today we will be focusing on an often overlooked aspect of organizations, standard operating procedures. While the word standard may seem to implicate that these procedures are basic and straightforward, they are a necessary part of ensuring consistency and clarity within a business environment. They ensure a solid foundation for reacting to a variety of situations and discrepancies. These procedures differ across cultures, environments, and companies. Today, Jason will give you a rundown of how these procedures benefit an organization. Joanna will tell you about the different types of standard operating procedures. Victor will cover developing effective procedures. And James will then reflect on some of the common mistakes that are made in regards to standard operating procedures.
Standard operating procedures create more structure in businesses. Not every organization will benefit from this kind of standardization. However, if a business chooses to standardize processes and procedures, they can benefit in several ways by creating standard operating procedures. Well-written standard operating procedures make it easier for employees to do their jobs. They don't have to guess how to complete a task because they can follow a procedure that's made it easy to reference, either on a computer or as a printout. Through a standard routine, employees enjoy more predictability in their jobs and can hone their skills on each task to raise their overall performance. This also leads into quality control. Customers depend on a product or service to be of a certain minimum quality. Standard operating procedures help reduce the variations or errors that occur in the mass production of a product or a duplication of a service. If you are making toy cars, you want one toy car to be the exact same as the next toy car. Or even for real cars, this applies. This also helps with performance management. Establishing standard operating procedures throughout the organization makes it easier to conduct employee performance appraisals or reviews. Give each employee a target level of outputs for each standard operating procedure in their job description will make it easier to compare employees across different employees and will help the manager's job come time for performance reviews. All of these things, standard operating procedures, help businesses run better and in turn increase their bottom line.
Hello, this is Joanna. In this group video, I'm focusing on different types of SOP. From the textbook, we know the standard operating procedure is called SOP for short, and a standard plan that outlines the steps to be followed in particular circumstance. It's being used in many different areas like education, production, and healthcare. From Wikipedia, we know such procedures are a set of step-by-step instructions to achieve a predictable, standardized, and desired results, often within a context of a longer overall process. Here are two main different SOP types I found online. The first one is technical SOP. In general, technical SOP will consist of 5 elements: title page, table of contents, procedures, quality assurance, and reference. This is an instruction I found in a Crypt Maker. On the first page, it's about the important safeguards. Then a few contents about how to use the electric skillets. And the last page, I found the warranty. It's a 1-year full warranty. And the second one is administrative SOP. This kind of SOP can be written for a wide variety of activities. For example, reviewing documentation such as contracts, projects plans, and quality management, and auditing the work of others, and etc. When I was about to quit my intern this summer in KPMG, the secretary gave me an administrative SOP to follow and how to quit my job. First, I should go find a senior manager's signature, then go to HR department to confirm my debit card info, which they would send me the salary, and the IT department to return my laptop and cancel my internal user ID, as well as the entrance guard card. After doing all of the steps, I'm ready to go. Some of my sources are cited from United States Office of Environmental Protection Agency. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Victor Olufoswe, and I'm going to be talking today about developing effective standard operating procedures in an organization. I actually went online and did different reviews about effective ways of developing an SOP, and I actually found one very interesting, which was an article by James Bailey of New York in a New York column, and he actually helped me and guided me through some of the points I'm going to talk today about developing an effective SOP. The first thing I think is important is to set your priorities right when it comes to writing an SOP. And when I say set your priorities right, I'm saying you need to know that this SOP is going to greatly help and affect your bottom line in a very positive way. So that's the first point. And the second point is to not to make your SOP too long, in terms of not just writing a lot of things in your policy that the readers and the staff are not going to be interested in it because it's too long, or they're going to in between miss the policy or miss some point. So you don't want to make it too long. And the third point is to consider the demographics of the people or the staff that are going to be using this SOP, so that you can write this SOP towards that same demographic. For instance, what I mean by demographic is, let's say you're a mechanical engineer, you want to write an SOP for your company, but the people working under you are just, the labor force under you are just like people that barely out of high school. You can't just write engineering terms alone in the policy as an SOP for them to understand it. So you have to actually look at the demographics. The fourth one is to test the SOP. Give it out to people to read it, so that they can give you feedback and see if it's actually gonna be something you can use. And the last one is to review the effectiveness of the SOP. So basically, review it and see if you can alter it or you can make some positive changes to it, so that it can make it a very effective SOP. Thank you.
Standard operating procedures are important for a company to design their guidelines for a particular scenario, but it can be detrimental if the procedures given are defective. In fact, it is quite common for companies to make mistakes while constructing their standard operating procedures, and I will highlight 5 of them in this video. The first of these most common mistakes is that the head office or committee writes all the documents. Procedures that are written this way contain long sentences consisting of corporate jargon that is never used out on the floor or in an office. They're often very disconnected in the way that they refer to employees and what they can or can't do. These types of standard operating procedures read similarly to a legal document, focusing on simply protecting the company. Some of the time, the procedures can even be incorrect, but neither the head office nor the committee have the time to care to learn how to improve them. Similar to the first example, when supervisors and other staff members write out the standard operating procedures, they usually end up containing unnecessarily large words and long sentences. Even though this is a slightly better scenario than being written by a head office or committee, the problem with this is that these supervisors write out the procedures specific to their site. Therefore, they can be inconsistent for other sites that do things in a different way, and they will not be based on the best practice for everyone. Another common mistake is that a lot of standard operating procedures pass on the how, but not the why. This basically means that commonly carried out processes are never questioned as to why they are being done. Normally, the staff of a business is taught a process that attempts to solve a problem that eventually ceases to exist. Employees must be taught why a procedure is done, so that if things change, he or she will know if the process is redundant. Additionally, boring formatting and a mass amount of text are problematic when writing standard operating procedures. Research shows that humans learn better visually, and that it is easier to learn from a picture or diagram. However, the majority of standard operating procedures do not commonly include either. Lastly, standard operating procedures with a negative, unfriendly writing style are a mistake that a lot of companies make. Frequently, a company's procedures consist of using negative words that make the reader seem as if he or she is already disobedient or even incompetent. This can make a new employee feel uncomfortable and urge to find another job.
Reviewing what we've learned, some might argue that a more appropriate name for this term could be necessary operating procedures. The benefits of implementing effective standard operating procedures are widespread, from setting guidelines and regulations to ensuring routine compliance. Developing effective procedures can promote safety, create optimal efficiency, and establish an effective training tool. It is easy to forget that the reasoning behind the procedures is just as important as a general rule of thumb. Avoiding making your procedures negative or mundane can prevent potential mistakes and misinterpretations of the policies. It is crucial to understand that these procedures vary across a wide variety of organizations and internal structures. We must also remember that creating effective standard operating procedures is a foundational goal within the heart of a successful business. My colleagues and I, as always, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed our presentation.